They want to bring in the best players to be able to win because they don't trust that the Cameroonians that they have in their team can deliver. Right. So we can't have control over that. But again, it's something that we can always change depending on the committee. Once the committee agrees that there is need for us to reduce and give more Cameroon talents time to be able to play, then they can make that decision. It's not left to the board to make.
I got 99.9 problems. This is where we sit down and talk about 99.9 problems. And we ain't scared to talk about them. We got 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah, 99.9. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to another episode of the 99.9 Problems podcast. As you guys already know, always airing over the digital airways of YouTube. If you haven't already done so, guys, come on. Go ahead and subscribe, man. You got to support the community. You got to help us grow this amazing platform we got right here. And to all our subscribers out there, thank you so much for keeping up with us. We see you. We see your engagements. We see your commitment. Thank you, guys. I'm here with a great, amazing personality. He is the CEO of Bambino Event Planning LLC. If you ever want to have an event, wedding, birthday party, baby shower, anything, reach out to him. You're gonna have his information below. He is the organizing chairperson of the Mincam board. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Rudolph Quay. Welcome, Mr. Rudolph.
Thank you, Mr. Leslie.
Let's have a toast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show, man.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Of course. Amazing, amazing. Now, actually, tell us, man. Let's get right into it, right? To our audience is actually watching out there. They don't know what the Mincam Sport is all about, what Minkham in general is all about. Just give them an overview.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me here again.
Of course.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm here. I'm representing the Mincam Sport board, and the Mincam Sport as a small subsection or committee, I'll call it, under Minkham.
Yeah.
So Minkham, the word Minkham is Cameroonians in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's an association, it's an organization, a 501c organization that is being run by the Cameroonians in Minnesota. Yeah. So Mincam Sport is a committee that was created, one of the committees under Minkham as an organization. Yeah. And we have it now, Mincam Sport. We run the activities of soccer. And we do it annually. Every summer we organize our Mincam Sport League. And we have teams that will register for this activity. So Mincam Sport is basically a committee under Minkham.
Awesome, awesome. So actually, right, what are the top two, as I can see? You can list more, right? Tell me, what's the most challenging thing for you guys as a board actually dealing with right now?
When it comes to the management of people, it's a big thing.
That's right.
Especially with our community. You understand how our community functions. Yeah, that's right. You know the dynamics and everything, the politics, the different temperaments. Yeah. So soccer is a game, and soccer has a lot of different changes, temperaments. People want to win. That's right. So as a board, our responsibility is to manage the league, right? Yeah. Manage the league. And when it comes to, I'll call it a challenge, it just has to do with dealing with the people, because that's the most important, biggest challenge we have, dealing with the people.
So what will you respond to, some teams or some individuals actually calling the Mincam board actually corrupt or biased?
Well, when you're outside, you can say whatever you want to say, right? Yeah. But again, we know that the gentlemen who sacrifice their time, to organize this, they go through a lot of different dynamics that is not even understood by those from outside. That's right. So sometimes people are just focused on victory. A lot of teams want to win. And most times we have decisions like when things come up in the field, right, that we need to take a decision. And sometimes those decisions do not probably come out favor some particular teams. They always tend to label the board as being corrupt. But of course, people do not even understand what it means the word of corruption. So sometimes people just throw out words out there and say what they want to say. But again, we're focused on making sure that the league runs smoothly and goes to a successful end.
Yeah, that's right. Because I know dealing with people is very difficult, extremely difficult. Human beings are the most complicated people to deal with. You know, you and I, like, you might have flaws that I cannot even stand. I have flaws as well. Someone else can't actually tolerate. You know, it's always actually difficult. And I know the most difficult thing as a board or every organization always have like hard nuts to crack in people.
I agree
now,
with you.
like, what are the things actually put in place, right, to combat this indiscipline or let's say unforeseen circumstances? For example, I've been able to like hear or witness sometimes where fights actually break out. People are actually becoming violent or physically violent to other people on the pitch, be it to like the referees or other teams or the opponents. Now, some people in the community as well say that, oh, the Minkham board goes with hearsay before making some decisions. Oh, they are not actually, live to witness what goes on before making their decisions. What are those measures taken in place to going forward, right, to ensure that everything is going smoothly as far as in disciplining people who misbehave, all of those stuff?
The first thing is that we have bylaws. Mincam Sports has bylaws.
That's right.
So those bylaws, unfortunately, the problem we have is a lot of people don't read.
That's right.
So even some of the team representatives, even some of the players do not know that we have those disciplinary sanctions in the bylaws.
They always say if you want to hide information, put it in a book.
Yeah.
No one is going to read it.
We have a document that guides us, and we have the bylaws that regulates the behavior of every member that participates in this league.
Right.
Secondly, of course, we cannot put everything under the bylaws. If we are to do that, we're going to have a very, a very large book document.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there are things that will come up in the field that once they're not in the bylaws, the board will need to sit and have a conversation. We make consultations.
That's right.
If a board member was not at the field, we need to consult those who are at the field, look at the scenarios, question people, investigate. Then we come back, sit, and try to make a decision. And sometimes it's not also easy as a board to make that decision because people have different approaches to that particular situation.
Right.
So we put it to a vote. So once we put it to a vote, the majority wins and we take that decision now, we put it out to the committee.
So just a follow up to that, right? Do you think the board's vote actually correlates with what the people or the people who are participating in the league want?
The truth is, most of those who are in the league, they focus on winning.
That's right.
The responsibility of the board is to make sure that there are dynamics that the people outside do not understand. Okay. So each time we're trying to put a vote, you're making sure that the dynamics are in place to keep a continuity of the league.
That's right.
Because teams have threatened to want to fall out from the league, right? So whatever decisions we're taking is to make sure that we keep the community. And the theme that we have is Mincam Sport uniting the community. We don't expect 100% of unity.
That's right.
But we expect that we create an environment where people can come out from their busy schedule, relax, share a drink with one another and enjoy the game of football.
That's right. Because I know, I can bear witness. If we didn't have this soccer or this Minkham community in Minnesota, the population or the community in general will not be together. Because the soccer itself unites us as a community. The number of people who show up for games or for this league, right, to have fun, it's really amazing. Be it as it may, where are the funds for this league actually coming from? People actually wonder, where do you get money to pay the referees? Where do you get money to register the teams? All of those things. Give us in detail how the dynamics of the funds are in running this league.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I'm here today on behalf of the board is mainly because we want to educate our people, our community, when it comes to where we get resources in running this league.
That's right.
So, like this year, for example, we have 9 teams.
Yep.
And the good thing about our community is that, we're very culturally, very conscious. Now, most of the teams have a cultural dimension. They're attached to their cultural associations.
That's right.
We'll talk about the Bui, we'll talk about Mankong, we'll talk about Bali, we'll talk about Bafut, we'll talk about Menchum. That's a good thing. Yeah. And we're happy that teams are people are going back to their own cultural roots to come together and unite through soccer.
That's right.
So when it comes to the funds, we run this league with the registration from the teams.
Okay.
So each team pays a sum of $2,000 for registration, at least for this year.
Yeah.
So last year, I think it was the same. The previous year was less. But now, of course, the cost of everything has gone up.
Yeah.
Payment of referees, because we are using professional referees. Then renting the field is extra cost. So with the 9 teams, it takes us up to like $18,000 of team registration.
Yeah.
Now we also have other means in which we get fundings. Vendors, those who sell at the field. We have people who come and sell at the field, who sell food stuff, because kids come out, families come out, and sometimes they want to eat fish and meat and something like that. Right. So we also get a certain token from the vendors to support the sponsoring of the league. That brings us close to like $20,000 to $22,000, at least for this year.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
But again, now people sit and say, that's a lot of money. What do you guys do with all that money?
Yeah.
75% of this money goes to the payment of referees.
Oh, wow.
75% of this money goes to the payment of referees.
Okay.
That means that we're already
more than halfway gone.
Far,
Yeah.
Yeah. So part of that money again goes to the payment of the field.
That's right.
Now this year we realized that it wasn't possible for us to play in our previous location, the one we used last year. Right. We had to change the location because we were doing some renovation. That increased our cost and expenditure. We're paying like 3 times what we used to pay the previous years. So the reason we are here today is because we want to talk about this, and the board and the committee, the sport committee, thinks that we need the support from the community to be able to keep this league running as things are becoming more expensive.
So be it as it may, right? We have a huge community in Minnesota. Cameroonians in Minnesota. It's a very large community, which is actually recognized by the governor of Minnesota, by himself. It's recognized by various mayors of each district. Be it as it may, right? We do have a lot of we do have a lot of people who are, let's say, millionaires from the Cameroon community. We do have people actually doing great, people who have a lot going on for themselves, people who have massive organizations. Is the Mincam board actually looking to reach out to these people as sponsors to like help, take up some of those, fundings or things you guys need to do as far as budgeting and running the league is concerned?
Yeah, that is an effort. That's something we're doing currently. And again, with regards to the end of season party that is coming up, we have reached out to a lot of these individuals and businesses in our community. And I want to state here also, Leslie, that we are happy that the past couple of years, I would say the past 2 years, we have had someone or a couple of people, meet the moment.
That's right.
Because there was a time where we felt like we were not going to be able to get the league completed. But we had people in the community who came up and said, no, this is something that keeps the community together. This is something that brings all Cameroonians in Minnesota together. So we cannot allow this happen. And they brought in the budget. We're able to, give out prizes. We're able to pay for the field and many other things. So what we have done this year, we have of course sent out letters of appeals. Awesome. Also inviting. It's not just about people bringing their money. It's about people being part of the community, celebrating unity through the game of football. Awesome. You and I know that football is something that brings people together.
Of course, it does.
Soccer is something that brings, it's not just us, the Cameroonian people, but the entire world. We see the enthusiasm, we see the passion that people have, even the Premier League, the Champions League, and all of that.
That's
so
right.
We want that, why that is happening at the international level, at the world level, we also want to use that to bring our community together. And that's why we are reaching out to these businesses. And of course, we're telling them that those letters they have received, we are pleading with them to show up and support us. Because this is not for us, it's to keep the community functioning. And of course, also, we use this opportunity to, some of us are having kids. They have the talents for soccer. Who knows? Tomorrow, your child might find himself at an international level. It might start in Minkham, right? It might start in Mincam Sports. So we are appealing. Those letters are out there. We're sending to individuals. We're sending to families. We're sending to businesses. We need the support to keep this league going.
About that party, we're going to come to that. That's something huge. And that's the reason we're here. We're going to come to that. Now, a lot of people around the league, right, Because, you know, when you are actually out there with people, one thing everyone out there should be doing, which I do, which I want to advise everyone out there to do is, when you meet people, right? Always listen in, watch and learn. Listen and pick up things from them, you know. I myself in particular, when I'm amongst people, I listen and I learn one thing or the other and I pick up what they say. You understand? So
That's how it
I'm
should be.
overhearing in the community, right, that the prize fund for this league is not worth it. It's not enough. You know, I'm gonna land. But before I land with that question, the prize fund is not enough, one. Secondly, for example, someone made a joke or a saying that if you get injured in the league, what your team and the community is going to tell you is, Ashia, sorry, you know, all of that. They're not going to actually sympathize or give you anything, any money or all of that stuff to like cater for your injury or pay for your hospital bills or medical stuff if you have it going on. The prize fund is not even enough. If you guys win as a team, how are you going to split that up? I understand it's a small league, it's a community we're building. But my question is, what's the Minkham board doing, right, to at least try to step up this prize fund for this league? Be it as in May, you mentioned that the budget for running this thing is over $25,000 every year. Now, if teams per se are actually inviting or importing players from out of state, paying people their flights and all of that stuff to come and take part in the game, which the prize fund is not worth it. What's the Mincam Sport Board doing in particular to ensure that, okay, these sponsors or everyone at large helps to step up this prize fund and make it worth enjoying and worth winning?
That's a very good question. The first thing I would say with regards to that is that we are a work in progress. Yeah. If you look at a few years back, the first prize was probably less than $500. Yep, exactly. It was like $500. That's right. But just within 2-3 years, the dynamics have changed. Yep. Last year, we had the first prize for $3,000. Awesome. Of course, if you look at what teams spend, it's far more than that. Yeah. Now, another thing I want you to know with regards to probably, I don't want to call that misinformation, but that's personal opinion. That's right. That there are people who are ready to pay a player to come from out of state and play this game. They'll spend close to $1,000. That's right. But why are they doing that? They're not doing that. They're doing that for their team and for the name of their team. Because for many, it is so much not about the figure, what is in the trophy. It's keeping the name of your team. It's keeping the name of your cultural group. For example, I would say a team like Minkham will go a long way, you know, to get an expensive player. That's right. Just so because they want to keep themselves at the top of the league. That's right. I don't think that is something that the board would need to intervene, right? Of course, yeah. What we're trying to do is to continue to keep the community together. Yeah. And if teams are outsourcing or overspending based on the fact that they want to, win the trophy, it's not in our place to regulate that. Of course, we are open as well for suggestions on how we can increase the amount for the awards, for the trophy. But one important thing, we cannot do that until we have the resources. That's right. Yeah, we need the resources to be able to do that. Of course, we're reaching out to some of these teams as well, because some of the teams have actually very powerful people who can draw the crowd, who can give donations to the Mincam Sport. Now, someone might decide that I'm giving my donation to my team, not to the Mincam Sport itself. We don't have control over that. There are teams in Mincam Sport that are richer than the entire Minkham. Of course. Because they've coordinated themselves, raised funds, and they're having that funds to run their team. Right. So we don't have control over that. What we're trying to do is we can only manage payment of the referees, payment of the fee, that's right, coordination of every other thing, and making sure awards are given to the deserving recipients.
That's nice. Yeah. That's nice. And of course, someone sitting out looking in will not see the work, the effort that you guys are actually putting in. They're not going to understand. What a lot of people seldom do is sit and talk. They talk shit from the distance. They talk badly, or like they actually want to fight back at the board for like doing negative things or being biased or being corrupt, all of that stuff. They forget to see the work that is being done. Running an organization is not easy. Right. For anyone who owns a business out there, you, me, we know how difficult it is. Then imagine running an organization like this one, where a lot of money is involved and dealing with a lot of people is involved. So it's definitely not easy. Now, guys, getting into the topic of the day, the most important thing. What are you going to be doing on the 20th of September? Think about that for a second. Every Cameroonian out there, far and wide, if you haven't belonged to this community, if you haven't come out to watch this, this is the time. A finals like no other, an ending of the season like no other. As you can see on the screen right there, we have an end of season party. I'm going to have our organizing secretary talk more about this party. What should our audience or everyone in the Cameroon community anticipate for this party? How is it going to be? Because I know it's a one like no other. Tell us.
Yeah, Leslie, the idea of a party actually came from one of our benefactors.
That's right.
It's something we have always anticipated doing.
Yeah.
But of course, we have never had the resources to be able to do this. Because organizing a party of this nature, you need to spend at least $15,000.
That's right.
You need to rent the event center, you need to pay for decoration, you need to pay for MC, you need to pay for DJ, and all of that stuff. That's what it means to run a party.
That's right.
And we did not have that kind of budget. But one of our benefactors, who has been the sponsor in the previous years, had to step up because he loves our community.
That's right.
And he thinks that this is something that we should do. Because he's like, I'm giving because God has blessed me. Right. But I know that people want to give, but we have not reached out to them. Yep. And he wants to use this party not just to raise funds, but also to bring the entire community to celebrate.
That's right.
Because I think Mincam Sport Party is going to be one of those events that you bring the entire community. We're trying to bring the old and the young together. Right. If you realize the dynamics of party in our community is kind of broken in a way that the old people belong to their own section and the younger people. And most often, once the younger people are having a party, the older people stays away.
That's right.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, Mincam Sport is having an end of year season. And one important thing we need to note about this party is that the awards, the trophy is going to be handed at the hall.
Awesome.
So once we finish with the game at the field, we are going straight to the hall for the party. We just have to give some time for people to go shower, dress elegantly, and be ready to celebrate, to dance. That's right. First of all, we're celebrating with those who played and carried the trophy. That's right. Again, we're also celebrating our unity, this in diversity, because we are diverse in various ways, different cultural groups. Yeah. Then in this party, we also having fundraising. And the reason for this fundraising, as we have stated, is that the cost for running the league has gone up, it has increased. That's right. We need to buy customized soccer balls to use. We need to buy ropes to mark the field. We need to pay certain vendors, to carry out certain activities. Like when we're having the launching game, we have to pay a vendor to set up a canopy. We rent chairs. When we're playing the finals as well, we put up canopies and chairs. There are vendors we contact to do all of that. Yep. So the fundraising we're having is to help us to make sure that next year we continue to organize this league without having any hindrance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's spectacular. To our audience watching this, you have heard it all. On the 20th of September, there's going to be a finals. What time is the finals going to be at the field?
The finals will be at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Yeah. Awesome. Finals of the Minkham soccer tournament is going to be at 4 p.m. We don't know who is going to partake in that finals yet, but stay tuned and anticipate.
Yeah,
it's going to take place at 4 p.m. Be there at the field. It's going to be a one like never before. This is going to be spectacular. In the evening, there's going to be an end of season party. Not only for Cameroonians, it's for every African, every black person, every white person out there. Come and support this party. As you can see on the screen, a table of 10 people is going to be $500. A table of 8 people is going to be $300. Affordable, guys. That's something you guys pay for what? Your sneakers, your hair, what? Your nails, anything, right? Come on. Let's come out. Let's party. Let's end this season. September, you guys know we're getting into the fall and winter is close by. Come out. Let's end this summer in a grand and in a big way. It's going to be open for everyone. Everyone, absolutely. Nothing big and nothing out of the ordinary. You guys are going to have lots of fun. You're going to have lots of food to eat. You're going to have lots of things to drink. Guys, come out, let's party. We don't care if you're Cameroonian, if you're Nigerian, if you were born in America, if you were born in space. Come out, let's have fun.
Yeah, let me just come in a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's important to highlight that we have the best. We do have the best in terms of people who are going to manage that day, the host.
Awesome.
We have the best MC in town,
Beautiful.
MC JP, Jean-Baptiste,
Awesome.
who is going to be the host, one of the hosts.
Yep.
We have MC Pro, of course, we all know him.
Yep.
He's a community leader.
You guys can see that
you
on
know,
the screen.
So we have
Yeah.
the best,
Awesome.
and we have the person who is going to give us the best music.
That's right.
DJ Legal.
Right.
So the flyers there, you can see them,
that's
and these
right.
are all people we know in our community. The gate fee is just $20.
$20. Right.
It's just $20 to get into the hall.
You guys can see the tickets are actually going.
Yeah. So it's just $20
The
to
tickets
get
are going
to
for
get into the
$20.
hall.
You get it for $20.
And like you said, we try to make sure that we keep it very moderate.
That's right.
A table normally in parties you have a table for $2,000. You have a table for $1,000. But we're trying to keep this very moderate and affordable for everyone because it's a community celebration.
That's right.
Right. But at the same time, we want to be able to get something that will help us to continue to organize this league. We have a table for $500 that will come. It comes along with 2 bottles of liquor.
Awesome.
That's $17.38. 3 bottles of beer. We have other things on the table as well. And in the hall, of course, we're going to have soya. You know,
Awesome.
you have something with pepper.
And
so it's a full celebration.
There's going to be food.
Then we have a table for $300 that comes with 1 bottle of liquor. It's sitting 8 people, and the table for $500 sitting 10 people. So we're appealing to everyone, to the old, to the young, to all lovers of soccer, all those who love the Cameroon community, friends, wives, uncles. Please come out on the 20th and celebrate. We have a hall that can take everybody.
Again, I'm asking you guys, what are you going to be doing on the 20th of September at night? Are you going to be working, or you're going to be at the couch watching Netflix, or you're going to be on your bed sleeping? You've been working all day. This is the time to come out and party. Just come out. Take an hour or 2 out of your night. Call in, right? Call in from work. Come out of your bed. Come out of your couch and enjoy and party and relax. This is a day to relax for everyone watching this out there. You're going to have the address on screen. You're going to have the flyer link on there. You can go purchase that. Go get it. Now, going forward, right? Because I know this is the first of many. And of course, we are always going to be doing this to like push and, to push our community forward. Do you think there's going to be a time where the Minkham community in general can bring maybe an ex-Cameroonian national team player, any of the artists in the next parties to make or increase the party ambience for this community going forward? What do you think?
So the first thing is we have terms, leadership terms.
That's right.
And currently we are under the leadership of Steve Ngang, who is the chairman of the Mincam Sports. He's assisted by Mukete, that we all know. The first term is ended, which is of course renewable. So we are open to progress. We are open to whatever we can achieve. We have unlimited, ideas in terms of making the whole thing different each year, bringing in new ideas and fun to make it more lively and attract people. Talk about ex-players, that's a possibility. We already see teams now that are threatening to bring, they already have players who have played at a professional level, right? There's a possibility that a team now could be sitting and talking with an ex-player or, professional footballer to try to bring them in. But at the level of Minkham, board and sport, those are ideas that we can definitely reflect on them, look at our resources. When it comes to artists, of course, that's a possibility. The more resources we have, the more we're able to do all of these things. So some of these things come with resources. To be able to have a Cameroon artist in one of our parties, it comes with a lot of financial responsibility that we need to engage in. At this level, we don't think we are there, but of course, we are open to making sure that we can have that and get. Our focus is keeping the community engaged. One thing I want to say is that there's this disengagement. There's a certain age group in the community that does not think that soccer is something, which is okay. These are individual preferences. But of course, the importance of football and soccer as a unifying factor cannot be denied. Right? So while the younger people are more engaged in it, we are appealing that the older people can support with resources. Sometimes you need a distraction from home and from work. Of course. You can come to the field and just sit and have fun. This party also is an opportunity to come and, we'll get to know some of the things we do, right? What we really do, because it also helps even the younger people to stay away from, crime, stay away from things that, are not fruitful. So Mincam Sport is focused on keeping the Cameroon community together, keeping our image good out there, and making sure that we continue to live here in America while keeping our culture together as well.
That's right. I like the fact that you mentioned that because, the older people, younger people, kids who cannot partake, I see a lot of people having fun at the field more than even people actually taking part in the league. So, guys, come out, have fun, enjoy. Now, my next thing, right? In this league, over the years, there's been complaints from people, right? Some teams, some individuals complain, or they express that dissatisfaction with the number of non-Cameroonians that take part in the league, right? I see we've done a great job over the years to incorporate that. Now, going forward, because they say it's a Minkham league, right? Of course, be it as it may, it being a Minkham league, we've seen a lot of, Ghanaians, Liberians, Nigerians, Mexicans, every nation at large participating in this league. What are we doing to ensure that it is more conducive for the Cameroonian people? What's the number of the non-Cameroonians that are allowed in this competition?
That conversation has come out a couple of times, and we have actually deliberated on it and tried to put that into the bylaws.
Yeah.
Last season, there was that deliberation on stepping up the number, but when we brought it to a vote, because what we wanted to do initially was to keep the entire community, Cameroon talents, exposed.
Yeah.
But when we bring in more non-Cameroonians, it reduces the chance of others who could play in our community to play.
That's right.
But the board cannot independently make that decision. The Mincam Sport is being run by the committee representatives because they're the one that bring in the resources, the budget. And that's why we have to listen to them when we make those kind of decisions. When we voted on this issue, they said we have to maintain at every point in the field, we need to have 6 Cameroonians and maybe 5 non-Cameroonians. That's making up 11 players.
Yeah.
So that matter was put to a vote, and majority of the team representatives accepted that as the route they want to take. And if you ask me why did they take that route, it's because people are more focused on victory.
That's right.
And they want to bring in, I would say they want to bring in the best players, even if they are non-Cameroonians, right? They want to bring in the best players to be able to win because they don't trust that the Cameroonians that they have in their team can deliver. Right. So we can't have control over that. But again, it's something that we can always change depending on the committee. Once the committee agrees that there is need for us to reduce and give more Cameroon talents time to be able to play, then they can make that decision. It's not left to the board to make.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually nice. So looking at this, right, going forward, are we looking to expand the league to more teams? What's the dynamic with that?
Of course. Last year we had 8 teams, or was it 9 teams? But we are always ready, except we reach a certain, because we run the league from June to, we're supposed to make sure we end by August.
Yeah.
Right. This year we're taking it to September, which we're kind of still afraid that it'll be cold. But again, we can always, there are people who do the scheduling.
Yeah.
And we look at the holidays as well. We look at the teams that are taking off dates, but we're always open. This year we have 9 teams. If there's a new team coming up next year to make it 10, fine. But one thing is sometimes you find teams dropping as well. So one of the reasons teams are dropping, sometimes they don't have enough players. Sometimes they don't have the resources to register.
That's right.
Like I said, this year we have had a lot of complaints. $2,000 is a lot for a team to register. Yeah. And some teams that are not able to afford that, they tend to drop out. So I think that we are open to making sure we have more teams, but there's also a certain number we cannot exceed, depending on the timeline we have to play the league, June to August.
So, how am I going to put this? Many people say, if this league wasn't available, because soccer is something women are actually getting into right now. A lot of women now love soccer more than some men. What are we doing? Because I know this actually takes place on Saturdays. I know this question might be redundant, right? It might not be an answer yet, but a lot of people are pretty busy. You know, we live in a world where money runs everything. If you don't
Absolutely.
work, you're not gonna pay bills.
Yeah, the bills.
There's a lot of people who miss playing games because they have to work, right? Now, we have just Saturday to bring the community together most times. Is there a way Minkham is looking in the near future, whatsoever the case, to incorporate a women's team or a women's league, like bring a few women, girls to play, kids to play, other games as well. You know, long tennis, table tennis, basketball, anything. Like, what do you think about that?
There are dynamics that comes to that. The first thing, you need to have the resources in terms of manpower to coordinate those kind of activities.
Yeah.
The previous administration, I think when Herman was chairman, he did a lot in terms of trying to bring in women playing soccer. But the registration and those who were actually volunteering to do that, the number was kind of low. Another thing is, once you are bringing in women, the dynamics change.
That's right.
You need to have someone coordinate, right? Coordinate and make sure and have the right number as well. Because when Herman made the effort, we didn't have up to 11 girls or women who stepped up that they wanted to play. That's right. So how do we do that? Another thing that we can do is just have 2 teams play on the day of the finals. Just bring in 2 teams of women. That's right. Right, that they could play on the day of the finals. That's before the finals. Yeah. Just to make sure they're part of it. Yeah. Some of them are coming to the field and they're supporting their teams right now, but there are a few of them as well who want to be part of the game. If we have a good number, like we do have 9 teams, if we have a good number, another thing we will need now will be, because I would say personally that we are understaffed at the level of managing the league, because the board has just few members who are basically doing everything. So we lack the manpower to be able to coordinate and run the women activity or the kids activity, because Mincam Sport is a big thing. It's not just about soccer. That's right. We have table tennis and other activities, but now we don't have the manpower to, efficiently coordinate these activities and keep. So another thing we will probably be needing, maybe we'll need volunteers of people who want to step up to coordinate, so that we can have every person who's interested in any field of sport be involved in the sporting activity.
Awesome. It's really been an amazing time, Mr. Rudolph. Guys, everyone watching this, tickets is just $20. Just $20, right? There's no, I think there's about probably less than 2% of the population in the United States making $20 per hour right now. That's money you make in 30 minutes. So everyone, get your tickets, get your tables. This party is going to be one of a kind. It's going to be one in a million. First of many. Get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing one. Come party with us. Come have fun. Come help us raise funds. It's going to be an amazing one. See you all on the 20th. Mr. Rudolph, thank you so much. It's been an amazing episode, and I look forward to having you on your team on any of our next episodes again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leslie. On behalf of the chairman of Mincam Sport, Mr. Steve Gangang, and the vice chair, Mr. Mukete, we want to express our gratitude for having us on your platform, and for also helping us put out the word out there to promote this party, to promote what we are doing, and to also bring the community together. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you on the next one.